Alright guys, with the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC expansion Future Redeem coming in literally less than 2 days, I just want to make a quick video recapping the most important unresolved plot points from the base game that we can expect from this expansion, as well as quickly mentioning my expectation for this prequel. Okay, so the first unresolved plot point I want to talk about is, what is the purpose of the Overseer's ritual? So this plot track was first opened up by Uni and Tyon at the end of chapter 3. So when Uni questioned him why and when the off-seeing practice started, but the answer Tyon gave was obviously not the real purpose, so this was never really brought up again. This brings up my second point of what are the modes of light even. This was also brought out here in chapter 3 during Noah's inner monologue. Even though there was no life in the mud puppets, there was still modes of light that rose. So in this same inner monologue, it was implied that Noah managed to realize something from this sending, but this realization was never communicated to us ever again. In addition, during Monica's hero quest, when Noah and Mio played the Overseer team, motes of light also started to fly from the belongings of the dead, not actually from the dead hearts of people. So this was also a surprise to Lance, Senna and the party. So it begs the question again, what exactly is the off-seeing ritual supposed to serve? What is the purpose of such a practice? The second unresolved plot point have to deal with the homecoming and the Nopons. So everyone in Ioneers only has a lifespan of 10 years. So is there a significant reason why only 10 terms? And Zed did describe it as you can actually win in this system, where once you get to the end of the 10th term, you'll be out of the cycle. This is obviously a system that will eventually run out of players. So what exactly is the purpose here? What is Zed trying to accomplish? This is also shown in the Kreese flashback literally 1000 years ago in chapter 7, where the homecoming ritual was not a tradition until this particular Kreese cutscene. The key is the exchange between Mobius M and V, where it was clear that Zack knows that by having the homecoming happen naturally, the life will be lost from circulation. This is also collaborated in Ashira's Ascension quest, where she remembers a time when the homecoming ritual hasn't been established yet. So once again, what is Zack trying to accomplish here? This is a system that will eventually run out of lives, not really achieving the endless now. I think many people, including me, felt that the portrayal of Zack in the base game was very weak. So I hope this expansion really expands on its motives in creating such rules for this world. Why exactly this type of world? Curiously as well, why aren't the Nopons affected by this 10 years limit? So they are supposed to be kind of a neutral party in this whole war. This is shown in Uni's side story when Mobius X remarks that the Nopons aren't supposed to interfere, which kind of makes sense since they can be found in both Agnes and Kavers as well as the city. They don't really follow any role, they just kind of just do their own thing. In addition, Tenpapa also says that Nopon are supposed to be secluded from humans. So is this how they hide their babies? How are the Nopons secretly reproducing? Also, because they're not affected by the 10 years limit, it's almost inconceivable that they didn't see someone that was supposed to die get revived in the future. It's almost like the Nopon race already knows about the cycle of rebirth and everything. Speaking of Nopon, the one Nopon character that is clearly very important to the story and is very sus in general is Riku. So what exactly is going on with him? He's obviously a key player. He has a second sword of origin that was passed down from his master pawn. So who exactly is this master pawn that handed him the sword? He was also very suspiciously insistent that Noah be the one to carry it. Just a very fishy character overall, even to the point that Noah questions him outright in chapter 6. And this finally brings us to, in my opinion, the most ambiguous part of the story that I hope will be answered in this expansion, those being Noah and Mio. So Noah and Mio are clearly two very special individuals. They're not really bound by the rules set by Mobius. For example, for other humans, if they reach their homecoming, they will not be rebirthed. But yet, Noah and Mio doesn't follow this rule. This is shown during the flashback scenes at the start of chapter 6, in a baby timeline where both Noah and Mio reach the end of their lifespan, with the special golden modes of light and everything. But yet, they will both rebirth sometime later, with them facing Zack once again. And was then shown the flashback of their previous life in the Mobius theater, which eventually made him turn into Mobius. This is also when Zed remarks that both Noah and Mio are very special, as the two individuals that surpass the homecoming system set by this world. So what exactly makes them so special? And that brings us to the Noah and Mio from the base game. What exactly are they? Why did they get reborn despite having a Mobius form already? Why did they split from the other cells? I mean, the game did say they are the Repentants. There are two humans who grew from the concept of regret and hope or something of that nature. But yeah, it's just far too ambiguous. So I would hope to see some sort of explanation of this repentance form. After all, there has to be some shenanigans behind why Nia told M the plans. And it wasn't like it's a blind hope kind of deal. the way Nia told M was in a very confident manner, as though she knew for sure that M will meet their true selves in the future. So I'm pretty sure we will see why Noah and Mio were reborn in this particular life. And also once again, I want to know what makes Noah and Mio so special. Well, for Mio, I think it's very clear that there's a very special connection between Nia and her, especially with the amount of hints in the base game when they interacted with each other. For Noah, I'm not too sure exactly what makes him so special. Anyways, those are the most important unanswered plot points and threats. Of course, there are even more, such as the embarrassing name that Noah wanted to give to the Lucky 7 sword that was never mentioned. The kid's name was also not mentioned, but we may already have the answer to that from the latest trailer, being Matthew of course. Obviously the ending as well, what actually happened, why did the Noah character model just suddenly disappear after he heard some familiar off-sync tunes? As much as I'm a fan of the base game, being my game of the year for last year, I'll say that because of all these unresolved plot points, the game's story felt a little bit off. This is especially true in chapters 6 and 7, which in my opinion felt very underwhelming compared to the rest of the game, especially following the climatic storytelling of chapter 5. So I really hope Future Redeem really delivers on the story expectations, tying up the whole trilogy in a nice big bow and ending with a bang. So with all that being said, I've already managed to secure a 3 days off to play Future Redeem, so I'll be playing it once it drops on day 1. So if you want to see any coverage from me in the future, press the subscribe button. I'm also still working on a spoilers recap of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, so watch out for that in the near future. So long guys, so long.